Mary. There's just something about Mary.
I met Mary for the first time 38 years ago. I was being interviewed for a trainee job in her group. She told me that I was very lucky, that I was going to learn a lot, that she was going to see to it that I learned a lot, that I was going to follow her around to client meetings, to creative sessions, to film shoots, and that she was going to change my life. Well, after that meeting, I didn't see her again for 3 years. But when I finally got to work for her, what she said came true. She did change my life.
Mary had a way of changing anybody's life that came into contact with her. It could be a client with a product that needed saving, or, like me, an employee with a marriage that needed saving.
Mary had an almost superhuman ability to peer into your soul, figure out what you really wanted, convince you could have it, then she'd make sure you get it. Somehow you believed she could. More often than not, she did.
That same instinct worked when it came to consumers. Mary had an amazing way of knowing what it was they wanted. 9 times out of 10, she was right.
Mary succeeded in what was then a man's world, but she did it by being a woman. Hers was one of the first advertising agencies to go public, and the only one to go private again, proving that a woman does have the right to change her mind.
I'm sure she was the only CEO in advertising that took conferences while she had her hair and makeup done. Yes.
And only Mary would order takeout from La Grande Nuit, 4-star meals to bring on agency flights to Alka-Seltzer meetings.
She was the only CEO of an agency to marry her own client and then fire him a few years later to take on a bigger airline, TWA.
When she went out shopping for a permanent home for the agency, she also did it her way.
She took a 15-year lease on 2 floors of the General Motors building when Wells Rich Green was only 6 months old.
And she commissioned Keith Irwin, the man who had just decorated the White House, to design the space.
That space was a major attraction to some of the more talented and neurotic people in the industry.
Even the Wells Board of Directors was highly creative. Leland Hayward, the agent, was on it, and so was Emilio Pucci, the fashion designer.
And the agency art collection boasted Kleins, Averys, Motherwells, and even Picassos.
Mary elevated the value of creativity in advertising. She paid us bigger salaries, but more importantly, she paid us more respect.
Mary had class, she had style, and a genuine enthusiasm for doing things differently. She broke all the rules.
So it figured that the ads and commercials that came out of her agency would break all the rules, too.
We have blue planes, orange planes, yellow planes, cha-cha-cha. Braniff International announces the end of the plain plane.
The last thing that Mary would tell us before we'd go off to work on a new campaign was, make sure it's different than anything else in the category.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
I need a... I know you do. Well, do you have... No, I don't. Do you think the people... They used to. Look out for the truck. What truck? Behind the bus. What bus?
This is not the IBM I thought I knew.
Well, I'm so friendly, I'll check your teeth if it'll keep you coming back.
We can make it cheaper, but I don't think we can make it dumber.
Dear Sonny, I miss your face. Mom.
I intend to grow gracefully. I intend to fight it every step of the way.
I got a bowl of goldfish on the seat.
She's my hairband. She's my hairband.
In those days, it was hard to find a boring campaign from Wells Rich and Green. You'd turn on the TV and something would jump out at you and you'd think, that just has to be Mary.
A combination of Eleanor Roosevelt,
Princess Grace,
Margaret Thatcher,
and Mata Hari.
That was our Mary.
Mary, there's just something about Mary. Whoa. Mary, there's just something about Mary.